2017 has really gotten off on an awesome foot.
I'll say that, brother.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the first Sage versus the 26. Oh, sorry, the first.
Just got me there.
Yeah, the first 2016 of Sage versus was I mean, it was a good enough movie, The
Yeah.
Revenant. I mean, but this was like the complete fucking opposite.
This was awesome.
I mean, yeah, it was.
I mean, I immediately, obviously, you're going to compare it to Fast and 7.
Oh yeah, Fast 7, yeah.
But we'll have to make that decision. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy talking about this one.
Oh.
This thing just does itself.
Yeah,
Just talk about each ridiculous thing one after another.
Yeah, just XXX, the return of Xander Cage. A return we didn't know we wanted until the previews started to trickle in, and all of a sudden we remembered, hey, remember how fun and over-the-top action movies were in the early to mid-2000s? And we all thought it was lame because, oh, no, you can't really do that. Then the Jason Bourne era happened, and then and then action movies started to get dour and unwatchable and dull. Well, in comes XXX like a breath of fresh air to remember, hey, remember when action movies used to be fun? And that's what this movie is at the end of the day. But if you take anything away from this movie is fun.
It's like if he just gave these great CG capabilities and new new stunts and everything to people in the 90s and just said, have at it. You know?
It kind of is in a kind of protracted way, but we're gonna go into spoiler territory, I think, because a lot of what makes this
At least we would on some points of it, but
yeah,
they've spoiled it in some of it in the trailers.
Yeah. So, but in any case, if you had any inkling to see this movie, see it. Stop this video right now and just go and see it. So for right now, let's all right. Let's talk a little bit first about Vin Diesel. Just let's just
Where to start?
where to fucking start? Okay, Vin Diesel. I don't know how he did it, but he's become like, you know how The Rock is like the biggest movie star in the world right now? Vin Diesel's the most likable movie star. Like he's not The Rock. He's not as charismatic as The Rock, but that's,
I'm a bigger Vin Diesel fan than I am a Rock fan.
you know, like if Vin Diesel got into the squared circle, maybe there.
I was gonna go there next. You got me first.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is,
I caught you on the
you
wavelength.
caught me on the. You knew where I was going,
Yeah.
but it's like I like The Rock, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan of him in wrestling when I was a kid. I'm a fan of him now. Not well. I guess I'm a little more of a fan of when he broke into movies.
Mm.
I mean, it was just.
Yeah.
There was still so much like of the wrestling just kind of pouring through into it with him.
That, and it didn't help that it didn't hurt rather that he first came into the Scorpion King, which was dovetailing off of probably a movie series that's near and dear to your heart, The Mummy.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Not The Mummy 2 so much. Well, I mean, parts of The Mummy 2, but
Mm-hmm. Scorpion King, and you know,
yeah,
that was
no CG Rock, but not that one.
not
That wasn't
like
really that
Rock-
wasn't really the Rock Dwayne Johnson at all. No.
No, but I don't know where Vin Diesel came from. Like I really don't. It always felt like he kind of existed since time immemorial.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone could point to those like Street Shark commercial that he did, where he was just like pimping these out. But
Well, you know, the funny thing is, the first really thing I ever had to do with the first thing that I ever had to do with Vin Diesel as a kid, like the first movie I ever saw, I think was, God, you know, I think it was Fast and Furious. Yeah, one. And I immediately created a D&D character named Diesel, who was, well, I mean, he was Vin Diesel. He's just a random brute in my campaign. And
appropriate.
yeah, so that was my experience with Vin Diesel as a kid.
Yeah,
That's about it.
yeah. But like how did he go from like this guy who kind of talked obliquely about cars in the first, like, there's nothing more addictive than speed, nothing in the world, and then all of a sudden he became like not only like heading over like 3 different action movie franchises, but also kind of like every single project that he's helming always seems to be this ego-driven, like, I'm the most awesome person in the fucking world movies, and yet he doesn't come off as unlikable. That is a feat.
Yeah, it is.
That is a fucking feat. Like, we all remember, like, Pitch Black,
Yeah. I was waiting to get to the Chronicles.
Yeah, like we all remember Pitch Black and how it was an awesome movie and everything. But
I remember Chronicles of Riddick first. I saw that before Pitch Black, and I like it better. Not maybe because I saw it first, but honestly, I just liked the style of it more. I liked the open world. I liked the other characters in it a lot. Not that I didn't in Pitch Black. I just love how expansive it was and how unique it was in its own canon, and it was, and the burning planet, trying to escape the fire on it. It's just there were so many things. I'm gonna go on about this because so many people love Pitch Black more, you included.
Yeah,
and I guess I understand why, but I don't understand is why so many people really didn't like Chronicles of Riddick. I think it's because they were just waiting for the next Pitch Black.
Yeah, you kind of follow up like this alien horror space sci-fi movie with like this grand space opera, which basically just served to see like how awesome Vin Diesel is.
And I loved it. It was just so neat.
I mean, nowadays I think I'd have a better. I think I'd look more on that movie fondly than I would, like when I first watched it back when I was 15. But now that I realize that Vin Diesel is sort of what Brad Pitt has always wanted to be. That is the Ubermensch. And that,
You will never be Vin Diesel, Brad Pitt. You're great as Brad Pitt.
But like, when you really look at Vin Diesel, what is it about him that makes him so likable that he can literally play Jesus in every one of his action movies? And yet it doesn't come off as hateful. I mean, yeah, it's egotistical as shit, but it's charming.
It's endearing, it's charming, it's... I want to say that he's relaxed. I think that's the number one thing, is that he is very relaxed. And he's likable because I think that he is a nice person.
Yeah, I mean, but that's him as a person. But I'm talking about him as an actor. Because when you...
Oh, right, because, there's a difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, people can enjoy an actor for his performance, but hate him as a person.
No. I think that there are certain actors who are so nice, just in general, in spirit, as just in their core, that they are genuinely nice people, and it comes out.
I can see that, but
I mean, for example, or counterpoint, an actor who seems like a really nice person in their roles, but actually is an asshole in real life. I'm blanking right now, but. Can you think of any examples of that? I know there are.
No, well, I can only go to wrestling. Like Shawn Michaels back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, he really... Yeah.
Like, he was a face, and everyone believed him as a face, but... I mean, that's if that's not acting, then you don't know what acting is.
Yeah.
But Vin Diesel, when you actually look at him as an actor, he has this monotone... back, almost like he's, choking out his words.
The back of his throat.
Yeah, you don't... He's very hard to listen to, but you like him. He has that thing. He has that thing that's sort of... You can't... If you could bottle it up and just give it to any actor, he'd win everything.
It's an animal thing.
Even if you give it to Miles Teller, I'd still think, like, maybe Miles Teller's the only person you could give that Vin Diesel air about him, and he still find a way to be the most hateful prick in the room. But Vin Diesel...
Come on, and drink the goblet, come on!
But to go back to the movie at hand, this is, if you remember the first XXX, which, by the way...
I do.
Yeah.
I saw XXX because I saw Chronicles. Okay, I never liked Vin Diesel when I was growing up. Because all I saw was Fast and Furious, and I was too young to really appreciate what Vin Diesel was about. And so I went for many years just without Diesel in my life. And eventually my mother is a huge sci-fi fan. Even more than I am. And she was just watching Chronicles of Riddick one day. And I come in, I take a look at what she's watching, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This is amazing. And then, he pulls the goggles off, and it's like, holy crap! That's Vin Diesel? This is good! This is really good! It's like, when's the last time I ever saw Vin Diesel film him? Like, it's been a fucking long time. So I watched the whole thing. I love it to death. I fucking love Vin Diesel. Like, what else have I missed? What else has he done? Let's give him a shot. And I watched XXX, and it's, it wasn't Chronicles, but I really enjoyed it because Vin Diesel is awesome. And I just couldn't believe how long it took me to realize that.
Yeah.
And this is when I was like 18 or something, I think. So.
But but like to see Vin Diesel back, and I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of dad bodding it. He's kind of dad bodding it. He's not as svelte as he was back in
Not as much as he was.
2003, but
he was looking a little worse, I think, between the years of like 2008 and 2010 or 12.
Yeah.
But he did the next Chronicles of Riddick film. Sorry, it was just Riddick. I don't know if they're even keeping it to the Chronicles or anything like that. But...
I mean, like if you want to talk about a guy who does nothing but ego projects, he puts himself in a movie where he turns a lesbian.
Yeah, and he sells it.
And he sells it. And just.
But he had to get really ripped for that one in particular because he can't just wear a shirt throughout the whole film. And I think that's why in the movies he's doing now, he still looks decent because he's still carrying off from that bulk.
Well, notwithstanding the
also that movie pissed me off because I still enjoyed it because he's great, but it was just the same goddamn film as Pitch Black.
Because people liked Pitch Black, and
I wanted something new. I wanted to see what happened after he conquered the Necromongers and he became their king. Keep what you kill. I wanted to see what happened after that, where it went, and it was like, it turned out that it didn't work out, and they put me here on this planet. And there's also creatures here that like live in the dark, just like that other planet, but they're not the same creatures, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Vin Diesel is good in that movie, but it is not a good movie. I will concede that point. But XXX manages to capture the spirit of the early 2000s so much so that I was grinning from ear to ear almost throughout the entire movie. It almost never relents, but it's never tiring. Mainly because you just like everyone on screen. And that's kind of rare in these ensemble action movies.
Nobody like took it way too seriously in this movie, and that's important.
Or if they did, they took it the right amount of seriousness. I mean, there was no, there's none of that insufferable cringy like wink wink at the camera. That like don't pretend that you're above what you're reading. That is not good. Actually, it's sort of like considering the tone of the movie is actually better if the actors actually took themselves way too seriously because then it becomes funny.
Okay, I'm gonna do something. And do you remember, perchance, because you're really way better at this? You're really good at this remembering thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the actors and the actresses' names?
A good number of them, yes.
Okay. Do you remember the lady boner actor?
Oh, Sniper
actress,
Ruby Rose.
Ruby. Good. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, like Ruby Rose plays this. The
sniper.
Not quite lesbian, but definitely leaning that way. Sniper. I think the only reason why they couldn't go full blown with it because then they lose their PG-13 rating. That's what I think.
That's so. Pisses me off. Like, no, we can't have her be a real lesbian. That'd be rated R.
Or, well, she flirts with all the actresses in the movie.
Well, that's just call her a lesbian.
Yeah. My personal favorite is Tony Ya. He if you don't know who Tony Ya is, he starred in these martial arts flicks called Ong Bak way back when, and I loved Ong Bak.
Oh, that was that guy. I don't think I ever even got to see those.
Yeah, Ong Bak was great. I mean, like the plot wasn't all that great, but the stunts were amazing, and god damn it, like Ong Bak kind of laid the groundwork for the Raid. Yeah, but like whereas the Raid had a good story, both Raid movies had a good story to go along with their action scenes.
Ong Bak had the
Ong Bak had the great fighting, but not so much the story. It's just pretty much, hey, we stole this. These bad guys stole this golden statue. We're gonna go get it. Just go get it. But and even though I would have loved to see Tony Ya more in this movie, he did do some awesome shit, like including but not limited to cartwheeling through the air to cut an electrical wire to fry a bunch of soldiers standing in a puddle. That
was the actual sound they used for that. He's great. Yeah, I do not disagree with you.
Yeah, I love that. Ruby Rose, of course.
Oh God,
Ruby...
my favorite actress in the movie. She was incredible. I want to see more of her. Was she actually Australian or New Zealand?
I don't know offhand. I
think she was supposed to be Australian in this movie because she was at the out in
the safari.
The safari. Then we'll. Oh, do you want to get to that now or wait?
Let's wait a little bit.
When we do the plot. Okay.
Yeah. But she was. I don't know, like I'm at odds with her because I liked her performance and I liked her, her role in the movie. But at the exact same time, it always feels like, she's kind of like. You ever notice
baiting?
Yeah, it's a little baiting, a little bit.
It was baiting, and I totally went for it.
Nope.
I knew it was bait, but I wanted it. I totally was sold.
Yeah, and then of all the people to play the villainess of the movie, Toni Collette as the hard just this
stern face, yeah.
She was the very definition of a tight-fisted hag. I mean, she was she had that really pursed lip look always on her face. She had that old woman makeup to make her lips even that much more shriveled up.
I guess she still is pretty hot though.
Because that's what's important.
Lady Boner even said so.
Yeah. But Toni Collette plays the villainess of the movie, and holy crap, God, you love to hate her.
Yeah.
I mean, it was transparent as fuck that she was going to be the villainess of the movie, but still, she shouldered that burden and she just worked with the material enough to just basically get the right amount of heat from the viewer. You just wanted to hate her, and she just welcomed it. That is playing your role to a T. But the other rainbow coalition of X members, they call everyone's part of
X-Men.
Without using that word, or else Fox is going to sue somebody.
Although they did reference Avengers.
Yeah, they did reference the Avengers at the beginning of the movie, but either way, my favorite. Not my favorite, but it just seemed like every one of the X members of the Rainbow Coalition, as it were, because that also seems to be a hallmark of Vin Diesel action movies, where everyone seems to kick ass in their own sort of way, even though they shouldn't necessarily be kicking ass. He has a guy who's basically a DJ. That's all. That's his entire role. He doesn't really. He's not a sniper. He's not a getaway driver. He's not a hacker or anything. He's just a regular party dude, and he's just going in. Luckily, we're going to a rave, so we can infiltrate a rave.
Well, at least he's kind of like the one guy in your Final Fantasy crew that takes the pictures.
Prompto? Yeah.
I mean, I've never played it, but I'm watching you play some of it, so
yeah.
I kind of got basic ideas.
Well, Prompto can, literally, shoots guns and has a gigantic auto crossbow. I mean,
When you were describing the skills of the guys, you were like, this guy hunts, this guy can, make stuff, and this guy takes pictures. It's like, I see how that works. Mm-hmm.
This guy finds...
I know who's catching in this group.
Yeah.
Dude, great job taking pictures, man.
Yeah. I thought they were going to do, a Bioshock turn with that. If you manage to get pictures of monsters, you get, damage bonus to that type of monster. But no, they didn't do that.
Or it turns out it's who's the one guy who's never in these pictures? I know who the mole is. It's it was him the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had that thought to myself, is he secretly working for the Empire and sending photos of where they are? Is that why the Empire always seems to know where I am and ambushes me from the sky? But that's overthinking it, and that's not. And this is
not the kind of movie to overthink.
No, obviously not. But the movie works on so many levels because everyone is likable in the movie. And everyone that you're supposed to hate, you really fucking hate. And it's bare bones storytelling, good guys versus bad guys, even though it tries to overcomplicate things by saying, well, they're the CIA, they're part of the American government, and they're out to protect. But then
and of course the guys they're going after, starting to team up with later.
Yeah.
They're really, they're just as good.
Yeah,
they're looking for the same thing we are, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then there's diatribes about no more patriots, just rebels and tyrants, and a lot of cheesy cornball acting in moments like that.
But stuff that's really gonna sell these days.
Mm-hmm. But the real heart of that movie is just realizing at the end of the day, when you're trying to like tell a story about good guys and bad guys, no matter what the circumstances are, you gotta like the good guys and you gotta hate the bad guys. And this is a movie that
doesn't succeeded.
Yeah, this is a movie that wants you to hate the bad guys, just unequivocally. No sense of complexity or just like or actually finding out who like what's their motivations or anything like that. Fuck that shit. Just have Toni Collette saying like, now we can have this this satellite network to spy on people. I swear Toni Collette might as well have just done that. And just do like the Mr. Burns steepling of the fingers while she does it too.
They lost so badly. They don't even know.
Let's flip this back to the plot.
Oh! Can we the map?
Oh yeah,
Of all the places he's like gone and like screwed things and jumped things. And...
So yeah, Xander Cage apparently has been spending time since the first XXX in all over hot planet globetrotting basically, and he's now in Costa Rica. No, it was Dominican Republic. It was the Dominican Republic, and basically his opening scene is him trying to steal cable for a bunch of villagers so they can see the World Cup.
But he has to do it XXX style,
which means he has to like ski down the jungle, and then everyone in the village loves.
Yes, he had to. And yes, it does get better from here. They do keep one-upping it. He has to ski down the jungle. He has to. My God, I love that I get to say that in this life. I mean, I may not ever get to do it, but even just saying that feels like a bucket list thing.
Like even like the subtle things about that scene, and there are some things that I love. But the fact that Xander in this country is so beloved that everyone seems to know him and gives him high fives as he's rocketing down on a skateboard.
I mean, like, everybody in his path is like knew he was gonna be coming, I guess, or something, because they're able to like give him the skateboard at the right moment, or no one like handed him a drink or something as he's going, but
like he was running a marathon or something.
Yeah, like I mean, it's pretty much like that.
Like, like he's just high-fiving. I swear to God, one woman should have just hold out a baby for him to kiss as he rockets past. The NSA finds him because apparently somebody has stolen a device called Pandora's Box. Of course, they would name it Pandora's Box. That has the ability to bring down satellites.
They should call it like Daphne's box or something, like just to get it slightly wrong.
That seems way too literary minded for this movie, but I don't know. Like I like to pretend the Greek mythology lends a sort of middle brow authenticity to movies, but I don't know. Maybe that's
so
just
overused. Maybe
it's just so overused that it's now lowbrow. Maybe, and that's perfect for this movie again. Like that's how movie logic works with it here. Sorry, but so they need him to go and fetch this back from a bunch of rogue agents who wind up being X-agents, XXX agents. So there's your movie.
If they called it Schrodinger's box, they could have had a lot more jokes. Like the satellites technically,
do they exist or do
on
they
its
not?
way, but we don't know if when it's gonna hit or where it's. They could have done something.
Yeah.
I'm just going
overthinking the joke. Yeah. But so you know the basic setup. You know that Xander Cage is going to go wherever he's going to go. You know he is going to be fucking awesome. He is going to own the room, and he is going to be above everything. He is just going to.
And that's with a cast of people who are way over the top awesome.
Exactly.
And you're watching the Onbach guy, but
Tony Ya.
Thank you, Tony Ya, and he is kicking ass, style and profiling all over the place with his martial arts.
He literally kicks a dude off a motorcycle and lands on the motorcycle and rockets right back to where he'd stand.
Yeah. And you're thinking like, how the fuck is Dad Bod Diesel going to be able to one up this guy?
Maybe not through fighting skills, but definitely through stunts.
But through stunts, holy shit! Whether he did him or not, it doesn't matter. These things just.
I guarantee you, he did not do these.
No, I mean whichever ones he did and didn't do, which is probably very, very, very few of them. But
chances are, Vin Diesel's stuntmen did.
I am trying to get.
Actually, I think Vin Diesel was only in about half of the scenes he was actually in. The other half were stuntmen.
I'm trying to be nice.
I know.
I like it.
But I'll put look. Steven Seagal wishes that he could be half as likable while still maintaining this ego-driven plot as Vin Diesel seems to be able to pull off. But I think let's actually, since you basically know the plot and you could see where the plot turn is coming in a mile away. Let's actually talk about some of these characters here for the moment and their and their contributions to said.
And then we'll get back to the plot. Back to the map.
Yeah, get a little back to the map here.
The map first.
Actually, because you don't really need to know about the plot. You don't really need to know about the plot because when you were thinking about like that setup, you automatically know where it's going.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. That's actually what I was going to comment on. Is I kind of maybe not knew or thought was going to happen, but hoped it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. He's looking at the map of all the places he's been to, which is the entire world, of course.
Oh, yeah,
everywhere is just like little pinpoints.
I swear to God, that guy's been in North Korea. You get to see him like snowboarding off a statue of Kim Jong-il.
Taking a picture of it too at the same time. Oh no, this is like you gotta take pictures or it didn't happen. Meanwhile,
he's flipping off the statue as he does it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that shit, man. That would have been great, but. He's showing all the places that he's been to, and it's everywhere. And he's looking sad that he's been everywhere. There's nowhere else to go. And he tells the guy next to him that he's like, I've been everywhere. And I'm thinking, it's like this movie's about where he goes next. I'm like, is it going to be space? Is it going to be space? Is it going to be XXX in space skiing off of satellites and stuff? And well, I mean, we kind of.
Well,
but he doesn't go to space.
I think you found the prequel to Pitch Black.
Wait a minute. Assault on Dark Athena.
Assault on Dark Athena was technically the video game was no, it was a Pirates Bay. It was
Pirates Bay.
It was Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher's Bay.
Butcher's Bay, okay.
Escape from Butcher's Bay.
I have some of the games I need to play them. I still haven't played the games.
Yeah,
really
like Escape from Butcher's Bay was technically the prequel to Pitch Black. That's how he actually got his vision. So,
but yeah. So I mean, I really was kind of hoping he'd go to space. They can still make another movie though.
I love the way you said that too. I was hoping he would go to space. Like we're relishing it. Like relishing.
What did you? You telling me you weren't thinking the same thing?
I wasn't thinking anything. This is one of the few movies where I can switch off my brain, and I don't feel bad doing it. Usually I feel bad switching off my brain because I don't like not thinking. But then this movie is so goddamn entertaining and so fun that it's like, you know what? You earned my brain vacation. Boop. Because otherwise this movie would be gloriously dumb. I mean, it is gloriously dumb, but because it is gloriously so, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
But going back to the characters here, the Australian guy who was the getaway driver, who.
Oh yeah, another one of my favorite characters in this.
Like his entire shtick is that he puts in a mouth guard every time he crashes his car or does something stupid and dangerous.
Yeah, or crashes his self,
or just wrecks himself. My one little niggling thing, and I brought it up in the car, and I think it's as good as time as any to bring it up.
Okay.
Right. Well, my one little niggling thing about the one time where like is Ruby Rose's introduction. By the way, all these character introductions are sort of done like Suicide Squad style, where like they got their stats right next to them and little jokes. Which
way better movie.
Way better.
This is way better.
Yeah, well, obviously way better movie, but. There's this during her introduction, she's shown with a sniper scope looking at a lion. Then she shifts her gaze towards some people about to kill the lion, and then she shoots them.
Well, she doesn't she doesn't KO them. She just shoots them in the leg.
Like yeah, like
Because
like disable them and stuff like that. And you're not supposed to think like, okay, like if you were shot in the leg, you would still be in a lot of danger, and you're not supposed to think that way. Nor would I ever bring that up. But my thing is that this.
Well, no, I mean it is important to note that because if she did kill them, then what happens next wouldn't be quite the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but the thing was, they weren't like poachers, like obvious poachers looking at the lion or a rhinoceros.
They did have guns, right?
They had bow and arrows.
Okay, that's right. They were doing
They were doing bow and arrow.
compound bow hunting.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, they were compound bow hunting.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were compound bow hunting, but they weren't like poachers. They were just like ritzy, like yuppies who just paid to go on this safari hunt. And I don't know. Do people deserve to get shot in the leg to go on legal safaris? I mean, I understand completely for poachers, but but they're not poachers. They're just rich idiots who just think that their mansion will look nice if they have a dead lion there.
I mean, then again, how do you really distinguish poachers? I don't.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
definitely.
they didn't seem like they really knew. They didn't seem like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they did.
Kind of...
when one of the people that are about to kill this lion is this white woman who just is wearing like this tacky outfit, I don't think they're poachers. I'm just saying they don't look like poachers. You're not seeing some grizzled old dude with like a Bowie knife in his teeth or something like that.
Women can be poachers too.
Women can be poachers too. I'm saying if you're going to give us the visual language of film without giving us any of the background, you're just giving us the image of or if you're giving us the image of a poacher, you're not going to think ritzy white woman. You're just not. Sorry. But you're supposed to think that they're just rich idiots who paid to go on this hunt.
Which is the point in the beginning, so.
Which is,
and I just... Okay, so the thing is, I didn't know that those people who... I didn't know these rich yuppies who poach...
No, they hunt.
I'm sorry for...
Because poaching is like taking...
Going back to the same... I know the difference. Yeah. I was going back to the same word. I didn't know that these people who hunt these animals on these safaris, I didn't know that the funding that goes to charity... Well, goes to funding these... the wildlife reserves. I didn't know that till now.
Yeah,
I didn't think that people doing that really gave a shit.
No, they didn't give a shit. They don't care where the money goes. They just want to be able to say, hey, look, here's a lion I bagged.
But apparently it does go to that.
Yeah.
That's how they get to do it, I guess. Legally.
Yeah, legally. They say, the people who are in charge of the preserve say, hey, this lion is causing a bunch of trouble. It's eating goats of a farmer and destroying his livelihood.
Yeah.
Okay, either we let him keep killing the goats, or we, protect the goats by having this rich yuppie who pays us $75,000 to go and shoot him, and then we can use that money to help protect the other lions and protect our own and protect other endangered species within our preserve.
Oh my god! I think I just realized who Lady Boner is. She's and I could be wrong here, but like a few years ago, there was a post about this woman who basically did that, who her job was to hunt the poachers. Mm-hmm. And she had I think she was military background or something, and this is what she does now. And I think that she got a lot of media for doing an awesome job at it or something. But
I don't think it's her. But
I don't know. I'm suddenly remembering this person. I can't remember the name of who kind of might have been based on.
It might have been, but again,
it's going off on a
going off on a tangent. But that was my one little niggling thing where I couldn't turn off my brain for. It's they're not poachers; they're just rich idiots, and they really deserve to get their legs blown off by a sniper rifle.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that the movie just kind of stumbled over itself when they were trying to do something that was supposed to be poachers. Mm-hmm. It's kind of.
They don't look like poachers.
I mean, and then again, I mean, I guess there's definitely going to be the opinion or the view that there's going to be the side that says that even that hunting animals for any reason is not okay, even if it's funding wildlife reserves. There's definitely going to be that opinion. Some people are going to have it. I don't know what I guess I don't know what the hell the popular opinion is. I don't think anybody really even thought that much about it.
Because they think any reason to kill a lion is no good reason at all.
Basically, what you see is people killing lion bad.
Yeah.
So the way I decided to take it was that she's just one of those people whose job was to do that. But then again, seeing the way she is in the rest of the film, you realize she probably was more likely just doing it for her own leisure.
Yeah, vigilante.
Yeah,
she was just being an animal vigilante, which, you know what, like, fine and everything. I get, excuse me, that methodology.
I mean, I could almost believe that she's just a straight up murderer for the...
Yeah, like, murderer for the animals. But it's kind of hard to get behind a person who kills other people just to protect a lion. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I certainly don't...
Like, yeah, it's... Like, if we... Part of me just loves for, like, a parody of this movie to, like, take all the bodies in this movie, like, all the soldiers that were gunned down, you know, working for the bad guys, of course, but taking all the people that had, like, that were killed in this movie, including those people, and then, like, show, like, the aftermath, how their families are just devastated.
Oh, good lord. And just the people who got, like, fucked up in car accidents.
Oh, yeah, the people who, like, got into the car accidents in this movie. And then, like, there's Xander Cage and every one of his buddies just, like, high-fiving each other. Like, yeah, we did some awesome shit. And then, like, cut back to them, like, my leg.
Or the kid who gave him the skateboard maybe actually had, like, drugs on the taped to the bottom, like heroin taped to the bottom of it. And it was supposed to be used in a drug deal. And then when he took it from them, that kid was, like, off because he didn't do his job. And...
Well, here's us ruining a movie we like.
Yeah,
that's not fair to the movie.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
No. Oh! I can't believe we went this far. We went this far into the discussion without talking about Sam Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Sam Jackson appears in the movie. Appears in the movie for like 5 minutes.
That's the very first part of the movie. Actually.
Yeah, the first part of the movie. In fact, they actually literally that Avengers joke that we made was made because some footballer. An actual footballer was thought that he was going to be recruited to the Avengers because guess who's talking to him? Sam Jackson, except not without the eye patch. Although,
they did the glasses.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Believe me. But all of a sudden, a satellite comes out of nowhere, crashes the entire building, flames everywhere, and that's how the movie starts. So you're thinking, oh my God, they killed Sam Jackson. And then by the end of the movie, now he's alive. Same thing with the footballer.
But the way they did it, I mean, not knowing what happens in the end, it was really a ballsy way to go into the movie.
Yeah. This marks the second time in Sage versus history where Sam Jackson escaped death.
Yeah. So what happens is there's a Pandora's box. Well, there's two of them, right? There's the prototype, which is what happens in the beginning, and then later on there's the actual one. Or the fully upgraded one, the operable one, yeah. So Samuel Jackson comes in and orders like steamed vegetables, American Chinese restaurant or something, and there's the footballer, the soccer player there, and he's basically trying to recruit him. He sets him down for early breakfast, and the guy's like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm just a footballer. And
like I'm no hero.
It's like, well, that's what we're all about, And then suddenly, the fucking satellite comes and crashes right next to where they are, and the fire just envelopes them, and they die. Or at least supposedly they die.
Cut all the way to the last scene of the movie, and no, he's fine. No explanation how he's fine. He's just fine. Same thing with the football.
But the way they opened with it was really funny.
It was funny.
It was hilarious, and we didn't see it coming at all.
No, it was just...
And it was a great opening, and it really got you right into the movie.
Yeah, just...
Like, oh man, they're not taking it seriously from the beginning. They're having fun with this.
And then, of course, he comes back. I haven't seen a more hilarious comeback from death scene since... oh God, from Hudson Hawk. Who was that actor? Angelo?
You got me here, man.
Yeah. Remember Hudson Hawk when Bruce Willis's buddy goes over a cliff in a flaming car, and he comes back and he's like, "I'm okay." He's like, "How'd you survive?" There was a sprinkler in the trunk. Yeah, that makes sense. And then they just continue. I mean, it's on that level. And the best part is that he comes back. Sam Jackson comes back, and he has one of his shades darkened over his eye, like. Get it? 'Cause Nick Fury? And it makes no sense either because, like, who has
one sunglass?
Yeah, like one sunglass. It's a single sunglass.
Like, I want to protect this eye.
And that's it.
But the other eye, I don't really care if I...
It was just, oh god, this movie. Man, this is so much joy wrapped up in an easily swallowable package. It is. I'll tell you this much. I'll tell you the best scene in the movie, the most hilarious scene in the movie, and it just really goes to show how much, Vin Diesel is such a charmed actor that he can make movies where he gets to do this kind of shit.
We were giggling like children this entire film, man. I'm sorry for the people who weren't taking it quite the same way.
I think a lot of people were giggling along with this movie too, but he. So Xander is recruited, and the first thing he does, he goes to England to visit an English hacker who she can't help him, not without basically pulling a Spice Girls, like, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends, and literally orders her cadre of hot women to fuck Xander Cage. And he does!
I thought it was just going to be another James Bond, tie him up moment. And,
but, like, nope.
No, he just had a personal harem there for Vin Diesel.
Like, he satisfied them all.
And
there had to be like 6 or 7 of these women.
They were all spent.
And Xander was the only one standing up because no amount of women can satisfy Xander Cage. Some say...
Can't cage that lion. He has, not going back to the lion scene, but he has that lion tattoo as well. They talk about that.
Oh, yeah, like Xander Cage, less legend and more God. And it is, there are scenes like that in this movie. There is Xander Cage taking a dirt bike, and it's an actual jet ski, and it jet skis over to gets over an ocean.
Oh, we're going to go there, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go right to it?
We're going to go right to it.
Okay, so... I thought we were talking about each of the individuals.
Like individual characters, but we kind of already covered pretty much all the major characters and their major contributions.
Did we cover Lady Boner?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
I know we talked about her a lot, but I don't know.
Like her and her, and she's a sniper. But
the line scene. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but let's get to that jet ski dirt bike scene.
I feel like we're missing somebody.
Yeah, I know who we're gonna get to. I know who we're missing.
I know we briefly mentioned the Dance Revolution guy who you loved most.
Tony Ya, yeah.
I guess that.
But he doesn't really, we already talked about his 2 most awesome scenes in the movie, but, I know, the Velma Dinklage looking woman who was basically a freak in bed, but...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like her, but, she's basically comedic relief, and she's the hacker of the group, and she, her opening thing is her gushing over Vin Diesel and just going,
talking about her safe word and all that.
Yeah, and she was, annoying but fun at the exact same time. But
she was more fun than annoying, so
but yeah,
that's good. But she was that character.
Mm-hmm, but jet ski.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, let's set this up. So they're back in this island off of the coast of where the fuck ever, and where the hell were they?
They were in the Philippines.
Okay, that was the Philippines. Apparently there's a tourist beach nearby. Okay, so they're in this drug lord jungle part of the wherever.
Yeah,
or arms trading.
It looked like an arms trader took over this Philippine island,
and
then that's where, and apparently they invited a bunch of hot ladies to have this 24/7 rave that keeps going on.
As happens in these movies, and so they play a game of hot potato with grenades, which was actually kind of fun. Mm-hmm. They roll. It's like let's play. It's like let's play with 1 grenade, and it's like let's play with 2 grenades. It's like I'm thinking, let's play pinball with 3 balls. But,
it's like multi-ball on a pinball machine with these grenades.
They're rolling these grenades or things so it moves on from there. They find the prototype Pandora's box, and they go on a chase scene where Ambach.
No, that's not Tony Ya. That was a different guy.
Well, what was it?
Yeah. Tony Ya had the blonde hair. It had the kind of a faux.
Ah, shit! No, the other guy then.
Yeah, that guy. That's Wen. Like, I know his name was something Wen. I'm
Ah.
completely blanking on his name.
But yeah, so that guy they go on a chasing with, and they both get on motorbikes because it's a XXX movie, and they're chasing each other through the jungle, and it's like nighttime. And by the time they get to the beach, it's day. So
there's a day for night shot in the middle of this too.
So they've been going that long at this, and eventually they make it to the ocean. There's like people on the ocean too, like sunbathing and
or just
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's like a tourist attraction right off the coast of this arms dealing place island. I don't know, but they're there, and and as soon as they start to go into the water, their motorcycles sprout like jet skis.
Little skis around their wheels. And then...
Like, they're amphibious motorcycles, apparently? They prepared for this? Is this something they do? Is this a sport or something? How is not even possible? But they do it, and they drive into the ocean, and they ride the crest of a wave, like surfing.
Yeah.
Like they totally like blue crush it on motorcycles. I just see the wave come over them with their fucking motorcycles.
But
I just lost my fucking shit.
My favorite part of that scene is when Vin Diesel goes right through a wave and he's underwater
And it's like comes up like Jaws.
and he surfaces with the jaw.
It's just like the Jaws. He is like, hey, giant fucking Vin Diesel head. It like exaggerates the water, exaggerates his head. This bulbous. It's comedic fucking platinum.
And I love how that motorcycle could still operate underwater even though the motor inside that motorcycle has no air to combust, so it's just literally being flooded with seawater, but it still works fine.
That shit is so funny that in the future it's gonna be sold like in alleyways when comedy's like no longer a thing. You know, like do you have that amphibious motorcycle scene? You got the stuff, man. This shit is hilarious.
Mainlining comedy.
Oh my god, you do not need laughing gas. Just put on this shit and you will not be able to watch this with a straight face. If you,
Not a single part of this movie. Well, outside of the safari scene, outside of that, there is not a single part of this movie where I was not just smiling, just like, God. Remember when action movies never took themselves seriously?
but what we were debating is whether it does top that scene in the movie, and I think that it doesn't. I mean, as great as the end is, as far as just straight out laughter is concerned, nothing tops that for me.
Nothing tops what? I'm sorry.
No, the amphibious motorcycle scene.
Oh,
and I think that you were leaning on the final stunt.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would was,
Or at least,
oh yeah,
good. It's sure just complete shitballs.
Yeah, shitballs insane. So
Impracticality.
So Tony Collette says, "Enough! I'm just gonna drop a satellite on all your friends." So Vin Diesel says, "Fuck you! I'm gonna crash a plane into the satellite," and then he gets the says, "I live with this shit." Rockets the plane into the satellite, then Supermans himself out of the plane.
He's like, no! Running out he's running out the plane, and
then he Supermans himself out of the plane, controls his fall to a parachute like a supply drop, and then just rides it all the way down. It reminded me so much of Uncharted 3. I mean, that is literally a scene that happens in Uncharted 3, and it's just as glorious as it happened then as it does in this movie.
You think in the beginning when he like lands on those jungle skis from like 5 stories height, and he just lands on his feet and keeps going. His knees are outer, but he keeps going. He's fine. I thought that was pretty. That was ridiculously cool. That was impossible. And then there's the motorcycle scene, and then there's. And then he finally breaks all physics and he just flies. Vin Diesel flies in Triple X.
Like if Vin Diesel literally, upped and away, you would have batted an eye.
I mean, did he know that there was a supply drop? Did he plan this out? Did he know that he could run out of that plane in time to control flight himself in the right direction at just the right time to get that parachute drop?
He was just,
or was it just pure luck and he thought he was just gonna die?
I think,
was he like doing this controlled flight thing, going like, oh fuck, shit, yeah, at least they got this on camera. It's a good way to go. It's like, what's that? What's that over there?
I think my favorite thing. I think my
Veer to the right.
It's like, did you get that on camera? He says, and then his DJ friend says, "Yeah, man, I got it all on here on this little Sony Handycam." He was like 3 miles away, and he was up in the air.
I got it.
Like, yeah, I totally got this black speck. That was totally Vin Diesel
I
doing
think you're
it.
bullshitting. He didn't get it. He just didn't want to get crushed. I got it. Get out of town.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing, he's a cool guy to his team, but if you don't get his stunts on camera, you never heard from again.
Oh, dude, I am spent. I am just absolutely fucking spent. What a wonderful, wonderful 2017.
And yeah,
What a
wonderful
way to start 2017. Yeah.
That's what I said. In all fairness, that's what I said coming out of the theater. I was like, "This is a great 2017's off to a great start, cinematically wise."
Oh, God damn it! All right. Anything else before we close out?
It's been great reliving this movie with you guys. This is one of the more fun to review movies we've had in a while.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since we gushed about a movie that we loved so much.
I love these; they're so easy to review. But
Cause
we almost saw Split.
Yeah, almost did.
Or we almost did a double feature.
Almost did, but there was just like the show times just did not coincide with each other.
And this was like they were both 2 hours almost.
Yeah, they were both 2 hours.
So that almost happened. I don't know. We saw a little review on Split. It looks like it turned out to be a little better than we thought it would be, like legitimately.
Yeah, which kind of for our purposes doesn't. Well, Sage Versus has never been about like making fun of a movie or making fun of anything really.
But it certainly has done it.
Oh yeah, but like for our purposes, I think like an all right movie, which it's looking like it's supposed to be, with a lot of problems with it, is way less fun to talk about than just this coked out action movie that just does not give a flying shit if it is stupid as balls.
Yeah.
And this is stupid as balls. It'll make no mistake about it. This is fucking stupid, but it is gloriously entertaining.
And that comes to the question: was this more fun to watch than Seven Furious?
Ooh, I think I like this better than Seven Furious. I think I did, and I can tell you why. Because there was more grinning, there was more laughing, okay. And there was less of that kind of family, like, we're a family, we gotta do this. And there's no, like, Paul Walker tribute that I didn't give 2 shits about in that movie. Yeah. I didn't give 2 shits about Paul Walker.
No CG Paul Walker.
No CG Paul Walker trying to basically...
Actually, yeah, that's right. Actually, I don't think he actually was CG. It was just an older shot of him.
They superposed shots of him over his brother's body to complete some of his shots.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, we're gonna cry because Paul Walker's not in this movie. And there's none of that shit.
I mean, all, due regards to Paul Walker.
With all due, like any death's a tragedy, and even though I never really held any esteem for Paul Walker as an actor, he didn't need, it was a tragedy that he died. But as a movie, as a movie-going experience, I would rather, not have, like, these long, drawn-out, like, montages of how Paul Walker is no longer with us. I mean, it was a nice, memory of a nice little thing for Paul Walker and his family. But as a moviegoer, and especially from my perspective, that's just kind of lost on me. Whereas this is just pure.
It didn't drag its feet anywhere. There was never a dull moment.
No, this was just bam, 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 bam.
Pretty good stunts.
Pretty good, great.
Pretty good stunts for this. Well, I mean, then again, it is a stunt film and it's XXX.
Yeah, like
You kind of expect that.
like a shaky cam footage during some of the fight scenes, which are kind of hard to follow. But it goes in such a clip that you're never like nauseated by it. It just feels like, okay, all right, shit is happening, and I'm on board with it.
Way better than XXX, the first one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, and before we forget, little thing I want to add. What would be a surprise cameo from Ice Cube?
Oh yeah, except that the trailer fucking ruins it.
Like the TV,
Yeah.
like the fucking TV. We just saw a TV commercial for
Right before
XXX,
doing this.
and the first thing you see is Ice Cube. What the? If you're trying to treat his return as a
And
surprise,
his return is at the end of the film as a proper surprise.
So it's a big old surprise. But then you have the TV. There's Ice Cube. And fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's better to be surprised that somebody's in a film at all than to expect them to be in it throughout the whole movie and only get them at the end.
yeah. So
So
if neither of us were expecting Ice Cube, and then Ice Cube showed up, it's like, oh,
he had his
wow.
own theme song and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he shot grenade launcher, shoot kind of Suicide Squad, I guess. I'm fucking that movie's everywhere now. But what about the final scene in Fury 7 where they, or no, that wasn't the final scene even, but where they parachute no. Yeah, they sky drop in cars
Yeah.
with like parachutes and stuff or something, and they land the cars. Now, was that a better moment? Or the one where they're driving a car through 3 buildings?
Okay, that one moment was so off the wall ridiculous.
Is it the best moment still?
All right, that movie had the best moment of the two movies.
Okay, I think I agree with that.
But XXX 3, what would be 3, The Return of Xander Cage, was the better movie. Just overall, for what it was trying to do. It was trying to be ridiculously entertaining, emphasis on the ridiculous, and...
Wait, XXX 3?
Yeah, triple.
Wait, were there 2?
Yeah. Remember, that's why Ice Cube was it. XXX.
I missed one then.
Yeah, like XXX 2 was XXX 2 was helmed by Ice Cube, hence why he was in the movie.
Ah. I mean, like I thought, I was like, I don't remember him from XXX.
Yeah, because he was in XXX 2.
Oh, shit. I need to see, I have something to watch now.
Well,
Is it not?
because Vin Diesel's not really in it, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it.
Yeah. So, like...
That was one of those.
Yeah, so, yeah, like... this was like a moment where, like when Jason Bourne tried to be with Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, right. Return of...
Return of...
Cage.
Hence the return of Xander.
It's not like he died again and came back again.
No,
The
but...
second yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, easily the best of the 3, and which isn't really saying a lot, but this is still, probably the most entertaining action movie I've seen in quite some time. I don't think I've ever been smiling through an action movie this much since Deadpool.
Oh man, actually, yep, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been almost a good solid year since I've seen an action movie that I was just like
beaming the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
From ear to ear.
So hopefully next week I don't remember off the top of my head what's next week. Might be the resurrection of Gavin Stone.
Ooh.
Might be, which to me just looks like it's going to be dull as dishwater.
Oh, Shawn Michaels, why?
Yeah, could have. I think I got my dates wrong. Might be a different movie, but we'll see come next week. But
there better be Sweet Chin music somewhere in it.
He's playing a good Christian mechanic.
There better be Sweet Chin music somewhere in it.
So like
they can even allude to it. It's something.
Like he has to like turn on a jukebox by literally back kicking.
He's like, yes, that's perfect. Like God dang, it's like he Fonzie's it with a Sweet Chin music.
Like he has to stamp his foot a few times before.
He's like, I got a thing for this thing. It's like, oh yeah, like in Happy Days. He's like, kinda. It's like that's a little less subtle. Actually, he just breaks the damn thing, like sends it flying Seagal style into a credenza.
Come on, he's from wrestling. People used to sell the shit out of people's finishers.
Oh, dude, the jukebox sells the crap out of his, like, goes out of a window, it's still going through another window.
It's like the meteor spell from fucking Sephiroth's meteor spell in Final Fantasy VII. It's coming through planets. It's destroying everything in its path. Except it's the jukebox is it's rocketing forward.
And then when it lands, it finally lands, and it plays like
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, roll.
Well, I was gonna say like maybe I don't know. Enter theme song here. I'm trying to think of people he rivaled with. I don't know. Thinking too far into it.
Yeah, so like Mankind, like it would, yeah. It just.
I mean,
it
John
would-
Cena is too easy.
Yeah.
But if it's like select.
Or like. Dun-dun.
I'm just a sexy boy. I mean, why not? Sure.
I think we have lost our minds.
Yeah.
But till next week.